Manchester, and you know what? Manchester may not be big enough.
Remember, it's all about the Rangers.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening is the one and only Bridgeman and our George Logan. How we doing, gentlemen?
How you doing, boys? All right?
All right, George? All right, mate?
All right. Can I say a big good evening to the boys in the panel and a huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over the world that are listening in. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
I think we just have to let people know if anybody's in the city centre and they see a one-legged man, Bridge, smelling onions, he's up to something, correct?
Correct.
How about you, George? How was your day, mate?
Aye, all right, aye. Just back a wee walk with the dog there. Had the flute band blasting my ears, waiting on the marching season coming up. Cannot wait for it.
Is that pre-season, George?
Aye, that's pre-season.
Pre-season,
aye. That's pre-season.
I love it. I just love it. Brilliant.
Rocky hates when it gets close to the marching season because my walks get further and further and further.
Brilliant.
You take longer strides or more shorter strides, George?
No, I march impeccably every single time, Ox. I march impeccably every single time. So no matter where I'm going, I march all the time. Everybody says, why do you march everywhere you go? I say, because you've got to march when you've got a drum. I say, so I just march everywhere I go. Even when I'm walking along and folk wave to me, they come, I'm doing because I'm tapping my fingers and I've got the flute band blasting my ears.
You're some man, isn't he? Some man.
20th anniversary for my band this year, Ox. I cannot wait. What a year it's going to be for our band, like.
Oh, brilliant, mate, brilliant. Obviously, you've been a member since the start, George.
Aye. I started the band.
Fair play to you. We're not going into your social life, how you've had to organise things. I don't think that'd be fair to put that out, mate, but that was a brilliant bit of organisation, mate. I loved it.
Oh, aye.
I loved it. How are you, Bridge?
Excellent, pal. Excellent. Very happy.
I think you're a star on Instagram now, so if you want to send a photo...
Instagram?
Aye.
Oh, God. You're definitely winding it all up now, I'll tell you that.
I think young Rangers Loyal in the lobby. He's the Instagram kid, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Right.
Aye.
The same as Ibrox Loyal. He's on all these...
I don't know what he is. What do you think he is? I think he's away a cruise in the Caribbean or something like that.
Oh, man, most assuredly. It's all the high salary that the Foxes gave him. That's what got him. He's probably away getting over in Barbados, getting married or something like that, you know.
Obviously, a better agent than us, George. Old Ibrox.
I want to see his contract.
Top man.
He says, I've got to go for the Caribbean for security reasons. I said, what do you mean security reasons? He says, social security reasons. But so we'll feel when he appears, mate. We're missing him, but I hope he's in a good time over there, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely.
You know,
hope he's a good time wherever he is, because I'm just guessing at the moment.
George, we can't regurgitate the whole subjects, and I think it's fair to say that as a support, we were up so high, and we were buzzing, and we were hoping, weren't we? We were hoping. We didn't expect it. We were going to win the league. We were just hoping the circumstances, the moon collided, all the stars were in the right place. We won a couple of games and we rolled with the dice. And obviously it's went a bit flat. How do we pick everybody up, George?
Just need to kick on again, Ox. Ken, it's another hard game on Saturday. Away to Fir Park is a really hard game. But win that game and then you're back on the stride again, Ox. Ken, it's easy for get yourself down after one defeat or a couple of daft goals, losing a couple of daft goals or anything like that. But it's easy to get yourself back up again, Ox, especially when you follow a team like Rangers. Ken, you guys will probably know more than me. The ups and downs. You said it perfectly the other night there about when we had as soon as it was up and then it was down and then it was up with Advocate and it was down and it was back up again. You've probably had that all the way through, but this season's actually been like that. Just for the one season, we were up at the start of the season thinking we've got a great wee team here, we're all buzzing about it and that, and we're right back down when we realise we're right back up. So it's up and down, but it's really easy for a Rangers fan to get back up, Ox, when if these guys go and gives 100% on the park on Saturday against Motherwell, Ox.
And do you think the team were flat against Kilmarnock, George? Did you feel that? Did you feel that in the stadium?
Aye, I think that against Kilmarnock, I think that the sort of, if you knew And I know what you just said there, and I run a bit wide. We didn't think we were going to win the league, but there was that wee bit of chance how we'd been playing the weeks before the EastEnders game, and then when we played that, I think they probably Kent that was a wee bit of a kick to the midriff for us. So I think the fans were the team was probably doing as much as we were. They probably should have been up for it. We were made to give that wee bit of kick, Hawks, but I could see why they were doing Hawks. Ken, that was probably deflated them a wee bit. But some players will probably take that as, well, let's kick on again, let's get going. But I think the guys were really down for losing that goal and probably losing that game. For how well we played Hawks in the last game before. I thought we actually played well in the games before that as well. But I thought in that game we probably deserved something out of Hawks, if I'm 100% honest. I didn't think they were that much better than us that day.
I wasn't disappointed we beat George. I was disappointed we didn't win. I thought we had... there was a couple of minutes in the game where the one when we lost the goal right before half time, and before that we didn't have chances, and with their goal we was saving it, but with positions, if we'd have got it right, we could have went in 3-1 up at half time. And that the margins kick you on, bridge man. It's the margins in that. They bits of one game that can make or break your whole season.
Well, I think that game, the result of that game, has really knocked us back, both at club level, with the team and even the officials and the fans were so down. And then we watched them against Kilmarnock, and they just hadn't picked themselves up at all. Just hadn't done it. And they're all tough games. Every game, George has just mentioned it again. Every single game we're going to go into are tough games. It's a really hard place to go to Fir Park at the moment for Rangers. We just don't have the real top quality players and 100% fit yet, and we need to get that somewhere along the line, because teams like Motherwell will expect to do something against us, may even try to bully us as they've done in the past, in my opinion. So this is what we've got to watch out for. We need to. Sorry,
they did in the semi-final, mate. Yeah, they did in the semi-final.
Oh, absolutely. She's coming, man. She's coming.
But again. We had enough chances to be about 3-0 up before they went up the park, mate. And this has been a theme through our whole season. Missing chances, letting in soft goals. It ain't a good combination, George.
We're not ruthless enough, Hawks. I think that's big. I was saying it last night about the club in general, but I think our team we're not ruthless enough. Going back to the Old Firm game. I mean, anybody else, that ball gets played across the box. Morales plays the ball across the box at 2-1. Anybody else plays that ball across the box and Morales is there and it's 3-1 and the game's a bogey. I don't care about it. It's easy looking back and saying that, Hawks. But that's what it is about us being ruthless. If we've been ruthless in that game, the game was done with. There's a couple of other games in this season when I thought to myself, if we had been ruthless and took the game to the team, to just give them the quality we can actually... we've actually got and let them see the quality we've actually got. Would have been well out the way before they'd even got a goal box. But a couple of times people they've scored. Teams have scored against us, and we've had to actually fight back to get back into the game. When they were no sign of them scoring before it. You know what I mean? We need to be more ruthless. The full team needs to be more ruthless.
I get that, George. I get that. How do we bridge? You're a man of great experience, wisdom, and intelligence.
Like it.
That's what it says here anyway. How do we pick the support up? How do we pick the team up so we can move forward?
We've got to perform a lot better than we had the last game. I thought the performance against Celtic was quite good, with the exception of the losing, shall we say, giving the ball away, or gifting the ball to Celtic, in my opinion. And we need to cut that out. We need to be on top of our form. And we need to play well. We can't continue playing like we did against Kilmarnock. That's just suicide. Just suicide. To lose, that's another suicidal game against Kilmarnock. We did the last time at Ibrox, and then we did it again. Just nonsense, you know. It has to be stopped. But I don't know how we're going to stop it right at this moment, because it's down to personnel in the team. And we don't have a defence at all, do we, really? From a defensive perspective, we don't have the two centre backs, or the pairing of centre backs at the moment is not the ones we would like. I'm not saying we'll not get anyone, but you know,
it's no ideal. But I mean, I know you're not the prosecution, you're the defence expert, you know. But It looks as if it's still going to be Alves and Russell Martin at the weekend, George. Yeah, obviously, the boy McCrory, I don't think he'll be ready. Obviously, Bates, it's going to be, another month maybe for Bates, if he makes it this season. So that's Cardozo will be on the bench. That's how I see that crucial part of the team being set up. Will be Alves and Martin again.
It probably will be off. But what you're saying there is about how do we get these players back up for this? I mean, we were right down against Kilmarnock. How do we get these players back up for it? A couple of wee bits of personnel change in that Ox. That always does. It gives these wee guys that wee bit of a kick. I think Morales will be back in for the start. That will give him the wee bit of kick. It will kick people on. Somebody else in the midfield will kick people on as well. That's the way you've got to do it. These guys have got to remember. I can't keep on saying this. These guys have got to remember they're playing for Rangers, Ox. There's no second chances. These guys might never get a chance to play with Rangers again. If they didn't date this year, they might not get their contracts for next year. They might be away and somebody else might come in and might date. So they've got to actually kick their cell phone. Although you go into these games and you think to yourself, the fans have got to get the players up, the players have got to get the fans up. How we get through this next game is these players have got to come out for minute one and kick on and go for this game. It's going to be a hard game, but they've got to be right up for it. And we guys like Morales and wee Martin, Docherty, I ken Fox keeps on saying Docherty is a year and a half away. I probably agree with him being a year and a half away, but the time is now for him as well, Ox. Ken, he's got to take a game. He's got to.
If you're selected, Josh, that you should be good enough. If you put on that blue jersey, mate, that's the first team game, you should be ready, mate.
I mean, I would like to, and I agree with Fox 100%. See, next season, I would like to think he's at that point where he's got to be your leader, but he's on that part of the guy round about him. Murphy and the wee boy out in the wing, what do you call him, Candias and things like that. These guys are all taking games for us, so it just takes that wee Candias the day one we run up the wing, Hawks, and the fans are up for it, gets the players going again. So it doesn't take much to get you back up for a game. It's been a wee bit down the last couple of games, but there's still a bit to play for. Ken, we've got to kick on and we've got to go for the second place. There's still a semi-final to play for as well, Hawks. So
yeah. I think as far as going away from home, Bridge, the kind of support we get away from home, the support won't be flat because they aren't away from home. Sometimes you can get that feeling at Ibrox,
yeah, absolutely. But obviously it's at Ibrox where our most, shall we say, our critical problem is. If we've got problems at all, it's always tough going away from home anyway. But my goodness gracious, at Ibrox we only shoot ourselves in the foot apparently, and we need to do something about that if we can do it. I'm all for it. We're away from home, so hopefully our away form will kick in and it will help us. But the truth is, we need to show that the team need to show that they've lifted themselves up and get ready for the game and get right in there because they're going to get right in against us,
Before we start talking about the Motherwell game, I think we can hear from Tom Miller and get his thoughts in the build up to the Motherwell game, which is on Saturday. So if you don't mind going on mute, lads. Let's hear from Tom Miller.
Rangers TV's Tom Miller. Tom, Motherwell have had a bit of a up and down season so far, but I guess they've shown against both Rangers and Celtic in their last match that they can really cause problems to anyone in the league.
Yeah, they're a funny side, Nick, aren't they? When they're hot, they're absolutely white hot, and when they're not at their game, they're really disappointing, and I'm guessing that'll be a huge frustration for manager Steve Robinson. But they're coming off a 0-0 draw at home to Celtic, having played a huge percentage of the game a man down with the red card to Cedric Kipri, which has since been overturned. So, and celebrating with a call-up to the Ivory Coast squad. So he'll be expected to be at the heart of the defence. And they can also call upon Nadir Shifchi, who, of course, couldn't play against his parent club. And he'll be in contention for a place on Saturday. So it's a real intriguing fixture. I think history shows that at Fir Park we have the upper hand. And, of course, earlier in the season, a double from Graham Dorrans, who must be getting close to a top team recall. So all to play for. Rangers need to get back to winning habits and hope they get Motherwell in one of their poorer days.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a changeover in players at Motherwell. You look at the likes of your Steve McManus, Stevie Hamill, Keith Lasley, guys that have been real stalwarts of Motherwell over the years. They're all gone now. and they've brought through a new breed that have really contributed quite a lot this season.
You're absolutely on the money. Some of the guys that they've brought through, like Kipre that I mentioned, who started at PSG and a spell at Leicester, with a decent youngster CV, he needed a platform to play, and Motherwell have given them that. And then through their own academy, you've got Chris Cadden, Alan Campbell, fixtures, of course, now in the Scotland under-21 setup. Sure, they lost the goal threat of Louis Moult down to Preston, but they went into the transfer market and plucked Curtis Main from Portsmouth on an 18-month deal, and I like this guy. He is a bully of a centre forward. He's strong as an ox, and he likes it into feet. He'll back into your defenders all day long, and not 26 until the summer. So I think the job that's been affected here by Steve Robinson is absolutely incredible. And you mentioned earlier Keith Lashley hanging up the boots, but now in the technical staff, in the coaching side at Motherwell. But Carol McHugh, who took the captain's armband, is the beating heart of their side. And let me say, with 15 yellow cards for the season, you know what you get from Mr. McHugh. And Motherwell in particular don't mind mixing it. They don't mind it being physical. They don't mind going route one on an occasion. And Rangers have to match them. That physicality is something vitally important to Rangers come Saturday. And if they match them in that department, I think we've got better players in key areas. And of course, Jamie Murphy, going back to where it all started for him, fresh from his Scotland interest, I think he could be our match winner come Saturday.
And I guess it goes without saying that Rangers will be looking to bounce back from the last two results, and certainly the disappointing performance more than anything else against Kilmarnock as well. Yeah,
two teams that did a number on us, Nick. Twice in front against Celtic, but we couldn't get it across the line. And Kilmarnock soaked up all the pressure and then hit us with a sting in the tail, courtesy of Chris Boyd. So these are harsh lessons, and I know Graham Murty used the term fine lines, and the lines are very fine. But all of a sudden, from challenging, we've dropped 6 points at home in 2 matches there, when really we should have been taking something from the games. So the players need to adjust mentally to the demands and stresses of playing in front of almost 50,000 at Ibrox. Second place is definitely very much in our sights, and they should be playing for a starting jersey in the Hampden semi-final. Nick, that used to be the name of the game. You had to grab that jersey and prove it was yours and make sure the manager picked you for big games. And they don't come much bigger than that game in mid-April when we go head-to-head with Celtic again, with a place back at Hampden, the Scottish Cup final up for grabs. We've got the qualities. Of that, there's absolutely no doubt. I wonder if on occasion we're maybe a wee bit transparent on the way we shape the team up, and I wouldn't rule out, perhaps, that Graham Murty goes for a diamond, perhaps at Fir Park on Saturday, rather than the 4-2-3-1 that we've seen in recent weeks. But again, the reason I'm thinking that is back to having to match up in the physicality, in midfield, on the tight ground at Fir Park, and stand up toe-to-toe and just get your working clothes on and get the result.
And that semi-final against Celtic is looming large, and can Graham Murty almost use that as a carrot to players, because they'll all be desperate to play their part in that, and by performing well just now, they can really play their way into his plans?
Well, I would think guys like Lee Wallace and Graham Dorrans, coming back from injury, will have had that red ringed in their calendar, Nick, and saying, the whole build-up will be to be in contention for a jersey at Hampden. Andy Halliday, who's played in the periphery since coming back in the winter transfer window there, his last appearance at Hampden scored a stunning goal that was forgotten about by many for obvious reasons. And Andy Halliday's never let the side down when he's been called into action, be it in midfield or at left back when he filled in over recent matches. Declan John has been a stick-out for the Welsh national team in their 2 matches in the China Cup. So there are a huge number of positives there. And I think Graham Murty has to watch what the players are doing in the training ground, get his head together with JJ and Jimmy Nicholl, and just shuffle the pack and just keep everybody hungry and ready to be called into action. And I guess Alfredo Morelos will be desperate, having missed out against Kilmarnock with Jason Cummings getting the starting jersey. You just know that Alfredo Morelos will want a starting jersey to prove many people wrong.
Hi.
Well, thanks for that. Fox, how we doing? Are we all back?
I'm back.
Yeah. George, you with us?
Hi, Ox, right.
Yeah, and I think we've been joined by Fox. Evening, Fox.
Evening, lads.
How are you, mate?
Aye, another quiet day for me, pal.
I don't know where to go with that bridge after that tale.
I don't know what he means by that, by the way. It sounded
exactly.
very
I don't know where to go with that.
Another quiet day for the Foxy. Aye, right.
Tom, did you hear the Tom Miller thing, interview there, Fox?
I did indeed.
I mean, even he's saying about it, we've been, what was it, what they used, we've been too transparent. And I think that's a theme that's run through the majority of calls that I've called on since the Old Thumb defeat.
Aye, I've got to agree there. I think me Tom speak. I like when he dissects the games. He brings up some interesting points, and I think he was right about Motherwell, mate. They kind of blow hot and cold, and if we get them on a hot day, it'll be a tough time for us at Fir Park on Saturday afternoon. And but if they're off, we should run near the top of them, you know. I also liked the point that he made that it's a tight ground, which maybe suit us and no make us so wide open at the back. I would like to see us have a wee change of formation. Tom said the diamond, which did work well for us. We got good results under the diamond, but for that diamond we need the boy McCrory back, and whether he's fit enough at the moment to start, I don't know.
He did intimate there that possibly Graham Dorrans could be playing, George.
Aye, I mean, I don't know if he'll play. A couple of things that Tom said, I don't know if he'll actually play, but it'd be good to see him back in the bench, Hawks. That's been a horrific injury for a guy that we all had high hopes for. I thought he was played in the wrong position when Pedro was in charge, and then he got that bad injury. But a couple of things that Tom said there. Andy Halliday, by the way, Andy Halliday's not everybody's favourite player, but a couple of games he played left back for us. He never put a foot rank. Maybe in that last game, in the Kilmarnock game, it was maybe somebody like an Andy Halliday in the midfield we probably needed, just to give that wee bit of fight and that wee bit of get up and go. Like I think that was probably missing. And I like what he says there as well. It's time to get the working clays on. I think that's a great saying by the Oaks. It's time to get the working clays on for this game against Motherwell, because that's the kind of game it's got to be. You're going to have to get your knees dirty for that in this game. These guys have got to be right up for it. And it's not just because it's Rangers, but everybody seems like it's because it's Rangers. These guys got up for big games. It's a big game against Rangers, so they've got to be right up for it. The boy at Fox, like the boy Kubri, and they've got to be right up for this game. That wee boy they got for down south. It's a really, really hard game for us all. I think it's got to be a right tight game.
Aye, it's no unusual, Bridgeman, for us to have teams up to play against us, is it?
Well, it's every week, isn't it? Every week. And there's certain teams are up for it. There's something in what they do and what their psyche when it comes to Rangers. That goes for the whole of the Premiership clubs, other clubs. It's the Rangers and they want to beat us. And by hook or by crook, they'll do it. And if they've got guys that like to throw their weight around, then that's even better, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I think of. Foxy, excuse me, Foxy was making some nice statements about this boy Kipre from Motherwell. Personally, I think he's an animal. That's my honest opinion. I think he's an animal. What he did to Ryan Jack was just unforgivable, in my opinion. There's absolutely no way that was just a wee clash. That was a deliberate act. What he did, the ball wasn't even there. So I think he needs to. He got a red card against Celtic. I thought it was a deserved red card because he lashed out. But the press made them all cave in on it, as far as I'm concerned. However, I don't think Motherwell have got very many good players. I think their best player went in the summertime there, Mr. Moult, or in the winter time, whenever it was. So the rest of that, they wanted £1 million off Rangers for that boy. £1 million. And they sold him to somebody down in England for less than $500,000. Nothing short of disgraceful. This is disgraceful. Anyway, that's what I think of Motherwell.
Oh, you're a fan then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dear. Always traditionally a hard game at Fir Park, Fox. But can I just welcome our new listener in the lobby, James Dornan, who's joined us in the lobby.
Dornan. Love
I think he believes anything that anybody sends him, so just tell him anything you want and he'll put it out there in the public eye. Dear, oh dear, I couldn't believe that, Fox. A public figure,
I know. That's all part of the propaganda war what our fans are having to put up with, mate. I couldn't believe that an MSP would believe a flyer like that, mate. If they said that the Russians were coming in 3 days, would we be getting Nicola down in London looking for strategic arms to be shipped to Scotland, you know?
Well, they did say the Beast for the East was coming again. You never know.
Oh, he's been there for a while, mate, the Beast for the East.
Just unbelievable. But anyway, don't want to give them flames of publicity, but geez, naive. Oh, fake news, is that the word? Fake news, is that it? Aye, fake news, Jesus Christ. What a country. Graham Dorrans, Fox. Tom intimated that, and I think George might be right, I think he should be on the bench. That's the way to bring somebody back. But that lift, we need that lift.
I think the target's going to be the semi-final, mate. So we're hoping to get some game time into people like Lee Wallace, Ross McCrory, and who else were you talking about there? Sorry,
Graham
Dorrans. Sorry. And these 2 games we've got before the semi-final. We've got this game and then away at home to Dundee. I think after that, so.
Yes.
A wee bit of game time for they 3 would certainly boost the squad, mate, and I would give that wee option to maybe change away for the 4-2-3-1 for certain games, mate. 4-2-3-1 to me is a great system, but you've got to have 2 good defensive midfielders, and we only possess 1 at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number is 0141 356 1972. That's 1972. That's it.
Or they can join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online, where we'll be brought into the call. We'll be joined by a first-time caller, evening caller.
Evening trips.
Oh!
How you doing? Long time no speak.
Wait till I find the fanfare.
First-time caller?
I know, it was a fanfare. I was expecting fireworks.
First-time caller? What a shock.
That's in case I trip up, mate. That's in case I trip up. He's saying I'm new.
What was the percentage of you phoning the night?
I would say it was about 95%, mate.
Listen to that.
There was that 5%, mate. I was away in international duty, doing a few reports on my youth players. A few newspapers wanted to use the reports, and I says to them, sorry, I don't want associated with your newspapers for certain reasons. So.
Can you just tell us what that percentage is as a fraction?
Here I go again, this fraction thing. This is a new thing. I've not been to maths class in 2 weeks, come on.
Did you say maths class?
Maths. M-A-T-H-S.
Alright, sorry. Just a
I
bad
think you're right, Oscar. I think you're right, Oscar.
I'll jokes that one, mate.
I think he's getting in line for the wedding. That's what I think.
No, definitely not, mate. Definitely not.
He was seen before he went his wee John in Argyle Arcade, George. That's where he was seen, Argyle Arcade.
Penny Arcade, mate. Penny Arcade.
What are you laughing at, Bridge, man?
I was just laughing, you know.
So you doing okay, lads, all right?
I'm delighted. By the way, can I just say, very happy to hear you back, pal. And I hope everything's okay with you. And the world is, everything's sunny in your world. Let's put it that way. I'm very, very pleased to hear you.
And I've no missed you at all.
Oh, I bet you have to. I was expecting fireworks for you there, Ox, but oh well.
Oh, they have to come yet.
That's alright. Save him for the cup final, mate. Save him for the cup final.
Here. So what's on your mind, Rangers-wise, Ibrox? We've no heard from you.
I would just obviously give you a wee bit of update in some of our players. Obviously, the young boy, Dapo for the under-17s, he'd obviously played the 3 games in a week there, scored the winner against Germany, which was really good. It went pretty viral after that, after he'd scored that. But under 19s, we had four players starting in both of the games. The young goalkeeper Aidan McAdams, young Matty Shields, young Glenn Middleton, and young Aidan Wilson. They played in a 2-0 win against Holland. and also, unfortunately, in a 5-4 defeat to Norway last night, our young winger, left midfielder Glenn Middleton, he got 2 goals, and unfortunately, young Aidan Wilson gets sent off in the 91st minute. From what I heard of that, mate, it was pretty shocking. They could have let me away. They could have let me away with that. I know rules are rules, but.
Right. So who's the star man? The boy who got the winner in Germany. I mean, the last Scotsman to score in Germany was Magranda, 1944. I think.
It was a good goal, mate. I've seen the goal since. Let's be honest about that. He's an under-17 regular, but he has played 2 or 3 games this season in the under-21s. Yet again, showing that if you've got the skills and you can play the game, then you'll get your chance to move up into higher sections in their team. We've seen that with a few players over in the Florida Cup as well. So there is a way now. There is a path there to the first team eventually if you're good enough. And they are getting a recognition now at international level. So,
Fox, we're starting to get decent numbers in the Scottish youth setup. Is that a testament to the boy from Holland?
It's the whole youth system, mate. They all seem to be doing well. They've done very well in the series of friendlies that they had. I think it's a good sign that our youth system's starting to produce, mate, after many years not producing. Ross McCrory was the first one to make the big leap for the youths into the first team. And I think in the coming seasons we'll see more than one coming in. We've seen some of the boys on Saturday playing in the kind of charity friendly, mate. We had the young boy Cammy that I like who played, and there was another 2 or 3 of them on the park, mate. So these boys are getting plenty of experience, and that only bodes well for the future, mate.
I thought one of the Dallas twins was getting coached with Morelos with that Missy had to death, you know.
By the way, that young boy, I think Ibrox will tell you, he scores a lot of goals at his own level, Andy Dallas. So, is that true, Ibrox?
He does, mate, but apparently they're triplets, so... No, he does, mate. I think he's got a hat-trick in his last couple of games. One when we played Huddersfield and beat them 7-1. I think that was about 2 months ago. He got another couple of goals against, I think it was, the Greek team, the AEK Athens. I think he got a couple of goals in that as well, mate. So he has been scoring goals.
The other Greek team, Ibrox, aye.
I know it's not Greek, is it? Well,
aye. I think it's all Greek to you, mate.
It is, mate, it is. Satnav's broke.
How are you with Pythagoras?
Right.
Don't ask him that.
Please stop using big words again.
That's shocking, by the way.
Good to have you back, mate. Are you positive for the future with the youth, mate? Do you think we're getting it right?
Definitely, mate. And Graham Murphy has got to take a hell of a lot of credit in this as well. Along with Craig Mulholland, as you say, Billy Kirkwood as well. Peter Lovencrantz, especially this season, stepping up to help Craig Mulholland when young players are going away, whether they're going away abroad or they're at Auchenhowie or they're at Ibrox. They're all doing their work. We're getting the recognition now at international level, which I think we should have been getting for a long, long time. And I think we said a few months ago, Ox, would we be happy if we could get 2 players every 2 or 3 seasons coming into our first team? And I think we may see that sooner rather than later now.
Arguably, I know that maybe the boy McCrory's come in this year, and Bates has came to the fore. I know Bates has been about last season as well, but he's came to the fore this season. So Bates 22, McCrory 19. You know, I'll take that if that's what you get every year, George. Every 2 year, that's success for the youth setup if that's what you're going to get.
Definitely, that's a massive step in the right direction for us. I mean, I just hear young Ibrox going on about them all the time. The boy Rudden, and that boy Atakai. Their guys have not even been right through the first team yet. So we're definitely doing something right. Or as Ibrox was saying, Mulholland and Lovenkrands, even Graham Murray to an extent when he was involved. We're doing something right, we're going in the right direction, we can see something happening. If we can get one of these guys, like you're saying, every couple of year Ox. But what I would like to see is maybe a bit early, but what I would like to see in a couple of benches, Ox, get these guys on their bench. Ken, if you're only going to make 3 subs, but you've got 5 guys on the bench, and you've maybe got, for example, Halliday, Holt, and another midfielder, there's only one of them got to go on, or 2 of them got to go on. So just give one of the wee laddies just that wee hingy to go and sit on the bench with your guys, give them that wee bit of vote of confidence, let them go at half time and kick the ball out at half, just to let them see what it's like. I think that's what we should be doing, just give these wee guys the wee bit of encouragement they need, Ox.
Aye, it's just, I mean, the people will see, when they see them daily, George, and they'll see if they're ready, you know, that's sort of something that we can't see, you know. But there's 2 different kinds of maturity, and I'll take this one to bridge. You might have the most immature boy off the park, but he can be ready to play on the park. It's a bizarre thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, when do you expect the youngsters to show maturity? And when do you want to suppress their youthfulness and things like that? So these are questions that coaches and managers have been asking themselves about youngsters since it began. You know, there's some really good young lads, and you always get that nice wee tap that says, you know, a wee bit sugar, a wee block of sugar. It says, but they're really nice guys to talk to. You know, when you're thinking you're only 19 and 20, how can they be nice to talk to? Because they're animals at times. You hear them shouting and bawling in the streets and God knows what. But no, you don't want to kill everything off for them, you know. The young lad that played for Scotland last night that went for Dundee to Celtic, he looks and sounds as a nice young lad, you know. But he's only 21 or something like that. So, again, there's another youthful person. And Bates, I mean, every time you hear Bates talking, it sounds just eminently sensible, you know. And I don't know whether he's got much exuberance outside of football, I don't know. But it's I just love the youth. I like the youth to come through. Some of them are nice and quiet, but you know, you like to see a bit of character. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I think we always want them to come through, Fox. But in the past, there has been times when we've been overcritical.
Who are we talking about? MD specific or not?
Oh, you can talk about maybe even Hutton. He got a hard time. Charlie Adam. There has been guys that sometimes they did have bad games. They got a bit of stick, but we can be a tough crowd.
Can you give me a second? I lost a caller there. If the caller's still listening, could you phone back in?
We can be a tough crowd, George.
That's something that we've got to say, especially to Rain. Also, there's guys that come in and maybe get a wee bit more of a chance, but the guys like Chris Buck, Alan Hutton, Charlie Adam, we weren't too easy on these guys. Hawks, can we never give them that? And I keep on saying there's something about Rangers, and it's happened in the past, and I would like to think it's stopped now. We always had these players, Alan Hutton, they all made it in the Rangers team at 17, 18, 19-year-old. At 20 and 21 they weren't really going anywhere, and at 22 they were back down in England playing at Cardiff and Leeds and all these, and they were kicking on again, Ox. Ken, we weren't wanting to keep them about for that wee bit longer, but the examples of that for me would definitely be, especially Charlie Adam. I think the Rangers fans were very, very unfair towards Charlie Adam. I mean, Charlie Adam didn't look the fittest player in the world, but he scored some good goals for us, especially when he went away on loan to St Mirren and then came back. He was a good player, and then look where we got for Alan Hutton, £9 million we got for Alan Hutton. So it's worth just getting these guys. And a lot of the time, I'll see if it's a guy from down south or something like that, but it might be a wee bit more easier on them, you know, because they've came from down south, or they've came from here, they've came from there. When it's a rain, guys, we expect them to just be hitting the ground running, and maybe just a wee bit hard on some of the rain boys.
Sometimes. Anyway, we've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Good evening. How is everyone tonight?
Oh, is it Ben?
Aye.
All right. How we doing, mate? All right?
Not too bad. Thought I had about 2 minutes to kill, plus I got a bit excited by hearing Tom Miller. So.
Say that again, mate. I missed that.
I have about 10 minutes to kill. Plus, I got a bit excited when I heard Tom Miller, but I didn't dare call in when he was on.
I thought you were going to say because you heard Bridge. What's on your mind, mate?
What's on my mind is people. I think I heard a bit about it earlier about McCrory's fitness, but noticeably on Rangers pages, a few people have been commenting, and he's got quite a few likes, that McCrory should be thrown straight into the first team in a pairing, defensive pairing with Russell Martin, and they stated that's our only chance we have at defensively being capable against Celtic. I kind of want to know opinions on that, really, because I'm a little undecided.
Do you want mine's first, Ben, before I take it round the rest?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, the boy, he's been out for nearly 4 months, now 3-4 months here. He's not going to get thrown right back in one game. He's hardly trained. You've got to be fair on the boy, because one injury can lead to another one. If he gets any minutes against Motherwell or against Dundee, he's got a chance of making the bench, maybe starting. But it's to me, for him to beat Hampden at the moment, today, it's maybe a 10% chance, because you've got to be fair on the young boy as well. Bridgeman?
Yeah, personally, I don't think we would play. If you're talking about the Celtic game, it's only a couple of weeks away. I don't think he's going to be 100% fit for that. Although he may want to play, and the troops might want to throw him in. But I think I don't think so. Not for centre half. We need to. The ones that we've got now are the ones that are going to have to appear as centre halves against Celtic. To me, it's simple as that. If you've got the boy in, McCrory, and you want him to be playing in what we see as his strongest position, which is your defensive mid, and he really has been playing very well for us in there, and I think that's where he would play and play best. And apart from anything else, it actually gives cover to the centre halves, truth be told. I hate to disagree with you, Ben, but that's what I would think.
He was only asked a question. He wasn't making a comment. George, and then we'll go to Ibrox Loyal. On you go, George.
I didn't actually hear anybody saying that earlier on, but I didn't think these boys will be ready for Hampden, Ox. And I didn't think they will be. I think you've got to give these. We've got 2 games, is that right?
Aye, 2 games. 2
games, and then we're at Hampden. I didn't think these boys would be ready for them. That's what you were saying. Somebody said earlier about Dorrans. I can't see Dorrans being ready for Hampden, to be honest. Like, he's been a long time out. McCrory's had quite a bad injury as well, so I wouldn't chance these boys at Hampden, to be honest. I mean, in my honest opinion, these guys' fitness is more important to me than that semi-final, and that's a lot of folk wouldn't agree with that, but that's my honest opinion. McCrory's got years and years ahead of him, and I think there's a broken bone and he's fit or something like that. So now these guys are more important to me than this semi-final, to be honest. So we need to. We've got enough players in our team. We shouldn't need to be speeding these guys back, Ox. And no offence to them, it's not a Barry Ferguson, it's not an Alan McCoy, or like you're speeding back for injury because you need. They're young guys. They're still young guys at the end of the day, Ox. Nah, I didn't think I'd be ready for Hampden.
Ibrox.
I kind of agree with what some of the boys are saying, especially George here. I wouldn't be rushing him as much as I like him, and I'd love him to come back into the team. I've seen it so many times, especially young players like young McCrory coming back after not having that much game time, and then breaking down, and they end up being out for maybe 4, 5, 6 months. If we just left them, maybe the end of the season, but I don't think he'll be fit for the cup game. If he's back before the end of the season, all well and good, but if we could get him back, maybe at the start of next season, 100% fit, everything cleared up, and then he goes on again, because he's the sort of player who's got the mentality that it'll no phase him. He'll come straight back into that first team, he'll go straight back into central defensive midfield role, and do what he did when he came in. I've got no qualms about that whatsoever, so I don't see him being fit for the Old Firm semi. So,
Fox?
I think that's down to the training, mate. I think we've got to fit in friendly games to get these people fit for that semi-final. It's the only trophy we can win this season, and I think it's vital for us and for the support to see us put out a real strong team, the best we can put on the park when it comes to that semi-final. I would, at Hampden, it's a big part, I'd like to see us go 5-3-2, our wing backs pushing up a wee bit, and 3 at the back, and Ross McCrory, if we don't go for the diamonds, Ross McCrory, bring him into the centre half position, with probably Martin and Bates for me. I would let Ross go and challenge
Bates
for
will not be ready for Hampden, mate.
We're 3 weeks away, mate. We don't know his
2
fitness.
weeks away. He's no chance with that injury, mate.
If it's got to be Alves and Martin, then fair enough. But he'll be the legs at the back, mate. You know how we're one of our best attacking options is our full-backs, but move them up to wing-backs and let Ross McCrory go and challenge for the ball, whether it be left or right, and leave the 2 central Alderheads in the middle at all times, mate. I think it's a good attacking option, and we've got to be solid at the back. We're giving away too many goals against Celtic, and 5 at the back when we need it is worth it for us.
All right. He also mentioned Russell Martin. Would that be everybody else's first choice centre-half? I mean, obviously, due to fitness, he might play. He wouldn't. What I've seen it for him, Ben. I'll come to yourself with first, Ben. He wouldn't be my first pick, Russell Martin, if everybody was fit. I've been honest. I've not been overly struck with him. He's been steady. He's done all right in the opposition box, but bit lack of pace. Pace for me.
Who would you go for instead then?
My first choice, if everybody was fit, would be Bates. And as much as I think that Alves has struggled, I still might put him slightly ahead of Russell Martin.
I don't think that Alves really did much wrong in the last game against Celtic. I think he got a lot of unfair abuse, to be honest. Particularly watching from the stands, I thought when I was looking where a player needed to be, he was there. He let back a salmon, pretty much won everything in the air. I choose Bruno Alves. I understand that he can have bad games, but up against Celtic, he really stepped up and played. And last time he got subbed off in like the 20th minute due to an injury that put him out for a while. So it wasn't really fair to judge him back then. David Bates did really well in that game, actually. If Bates played every game like how he played in the game against Celtic in December 30th, then he'd definitely be my first choice centre back. To be honest, he was fantastic.
I wouldn't argue with that, mate.
Can I come in on that? Because I actually agree with Ben. I agree with Ben to a certain extent. Bruno Alves, for me, he had very high hopes of him. Or should I say, very high hopes of Rangers and the other players getting the benefit of Bruno's experience. I agree with your words when you said he won everything in the air against Celtic, no problem there. But he got himself sucked into giving away stupid free kicks, or what it turned out to be stupid free kicks. They may not have been stupid to him at the time, but we can ill afford that kind of thing. I thought his organisation wasn't as great as it has been when he first came. When the first time we saw him, you saw him organising the defence and so on and so forth. And particularly when young Bates went off at Ibrox, I think Bruno Alves just lost it altogether. I think there's no way they could play together, him and Cardozo. There was nothing there for him, in my opinion. And I don't think he's going to be a continuance. But I would agree with you. I would play him before any of the two that are there now. Russell Martin definitely before him, and young Cardozo. I would play Bruno Alves in front of they two.
George and then Fox.
Martin for me will be the guy that's in there. I think he's not the guy. I think he's not the best defender in the whole world, but I think going with fitness and things like that, I think he'll be the guy that's in there. Cardozo's just no good at for me. He's not the kind of guy that I would want in that team. Alves, he's been a bit let down as well, but I think Martin will probably be the guy in there. And if everybody was 100% fit, wouldn't it be Martin and Alves? But I think who's got to be ready to play off? So I think that's got to be the boy that's ready to play.
Injuries, Fox, and obviously Ibrox.
I agree with George, mate. We'll have to play who we've got, mate. And although I'm not a great lover of Martin myself, he is better than Cardozo if he's a choice, if Bates is out. It would have to be, I would go 5-3-2 against him. So we could fit in maybe Cummings and Morelos up front. 3 strong midfielders that need to work hard. And the strongest 3 centre-backs we've got were left and right full-backs for me, mate. Will be our most serious threat. I know that means that probably we'll not have... that takes out Murphy and Candeias, who have been our best players, but I think we've got to lock it up at the back against them, and sacrifice is one of the things that some of the players will need to understand at the moment. We can always change it later on in the game if we need to go for goals and swap things about a bit, switch to the diamond or whatever to bring the 2 on as substitutes. But lock the door at the back. If we don't lose goals, we've got less, we'll not lose the goal the game, mate, you know.
Yeah. Ibrox and then Ben?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with what Fox says in the beginning. I would rather take Martin than Cardoso any day of the week. Unfortunately, and I'm not being mean when I say this, I don't want to see Cardoso in a Rangers top again. When I first seen him come in at the beginning of the season, I thought, it was maybe going to be the partnership, allowing Bruno Alves, make us a much more formidable unit at the back. But obviously we know that hasn't worked out. And for me, I would be going with definitely Russell Martin and Alves, because it's all I've got at this moment in time. But I would find it a very hard struggle to take both Candeias and Murphy out the team for anybody that we play, because I just think the way they two have played this season, they two are a must in their starting 11s. I know what Fox is trying to say. We need to be stronger at the back and in the midfield, but I just kind of see us taking the 2 of them out of the midfield, mate. So.
Can I just say, I watched Alec McLeish's formation, as I said last night, mate. What interested me was he took a winger in James Forrest and put him into the striking role, mate. And do you think it's possible, if we were playing in the counter-attack, to drop our 2 centre-forwards and play Murphy and Windass up front, or Murphy and Candeias, and go for the break?
Well, that's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. You know, could Murphy no also play in a free role in the Windass role and go left and right? Is he not got the ability to do that, Fox?
I'm talking in a 5-3-2. I'm hoping when it comes to that game that Dorns maybe be back, mate, you know.
Right, okay.
And we've also got the option that we can move one, if Lee Wallace is fit, is to move young Declan John into the middle, the left-hand side as well, you know. It'd be a bit of a gamble, but anything we've done before hasn't worked, you know.
Mm-hmm. Ben, give us your thoughts, mate.
I mean, I don't think it's mean to say that you don't want to see Cardoso in a Rangers shirt again, Ibrox. I think it's kind of a good thing to say that, because he's not a bad defender. He's just a bit average. To say you don't want an average player in your team, and in comparison to the mediocrity that we were used to previously, I don't think that's the worst thing to say. I feel like Cardoso's deterioration really was elaborated past his nose break during the mid-game, and then he ran off. I feel like his motivation deteriorated from then as well. At the start of the season, I really rated him. I really did rate him, but you're right, man. I wouldn't choose him now, and I did feel disheartened when he came on. Albeit he did make a couple of mistakes, but I think he was in the right place a couple of times as well and shown that he can play. But I feel a bit nervous, to be honest, if we played him against Celtic. We touched on Graham Dorrans as well. What a play we've missed, by the way. 5 goals in 9 games from midfield. And then he got that nasty injury. We've also missing Ryan Jack, who could definitely help to stabilise the midfield. And Ross McCrory, personally, I wouldn't play him in centre-back. I'd play him at CDM, possibly next to Jack. Fantastic play with the pace. Honestly, I think if you give Ross McCrory a free role, he can sprint up and down. He can outpace pretty much anyone. Honestly, I'm really surprised when he first played, because he was so young, fresh with pace. And his decision-making is impeccable. He's not going to do something like Miles Bierman did and needlessly hack someone out. He's just... I'm thoroughly impressed by him.
His hairstyle's modelled on Fox's bridge manner.
Nice one.
I've got a question for Ibrox Loyal, though.
Yeah, on you go, mate. On you go. As long as it's not too personal, mate.
It's not to do with marriage
or women.
It is very personal.
On you go.
Because there's a really bad echo.
A bad echo for me, mate.
Oh, are you on the toilet? You are in the bathroom, aren't you?
Trap 2.
No.
Trap 2.
What a shocking statement to make, Ben. What a shocking statement.
He's in the kludgy bed.
It must be this headset, mate, sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine for me, mate, and I'm doing the
He's in the toilet, will you?
Well, you behave yourself. This is a non-watershed radio station.
Turn it down a wee bit, Ibrox. Maybe that's a hint that you might be a bit loud and you don't need to shout. Let's hear you again.
Test.
If he says testing, 1, 2, 3, he's gone, mate. Isn't he? That's it.
Hello, is that any better?
You're fine, mate. You're fine.
A lot better. Turn it down a wee bit more.
He's at it.
Does everyone see Rangers Loyal 1 in the chat?
Yeah. Is that the boy? Does he answer?
Me saying he wants to see Dalcio play alongside Bruno Alves in defence.
All right, okay.
See what you're saying there. It's sort of we've got a lot of games to get through before we get to Hampden. Like, you know what I mean? We're talking about guys that aren't even kicked up off for us yet this season. Ken, since they've been injured, Dorrans and guys like this. I think we've got to get through this hard game on Saturday, and then the following week against Dundee. I'm sure the last time we played Dundee, they beat us. So that's 2 hard games we've got to get through. I think we're talking about picking the team. I think the 2 games there could pick your team, Ox. Ken, if we've got guys.
You've got to get through them unscathed as well, George, haven't you?
That's it. I mean, you're talking about Jamie Murphy playing here and Declan John playing here. There can be sending off, there can be red cards, there can be injuries, and that before these 2 games. These 2 games are just as important to me as that game is there. Like, that game will take care of itself. We've got to take care of these games. You know what I mean, Ox?
Correct, mate. Anyway, lads, we've reached that time of the evening. If you don't mind going to mute, do you remember how to do it? You remember how to do it, Ibrox?
No.
We'll go and mute, and Fox, who's going to dig us out a tune.
The statement I do make, and it is no mistake, about a football team that plays down Parkhead Way. They're a shower of diving shites, and you know that I am right, for that's the way the Glasgow Celtic play. They were playing against the Hearts when the ball went into the box. Chris Sutton, he dived down onto the grass. The ref just turned away and carried on with play. The fans then shouted, Sutton, get off your arse. Get off your arse, get off your arse. You diving, cheating shite, get off your arse. Yes, are always a bloody same. When you play this football game, you're always diving down onto the grass. Sutton's not the only one when you play against the scum. Pedro Thompson and Hudson do the same, trying to con the referee to get a penalty, for the Celts will cheat so they can win the game. A match against Dundee, it was very plain to see when a ball came into the box to Didier Agat. Agati turned around, then dived them to the ground. The ref just said, Agat, get off your arse. Get off your arse, get off your arse. You diving, cheating, shite, get off your arse. Yes, are always a bloody same. When you play this football game, you're always diving down onto the grass. There's a rumour going round up at the Parkhead ground. When you hear what it is, I'm sure you'll think it's true. The Tick have signed a guy to help them when they die. It's none other than Mr. Duncan Goodhue. This rumour could be right. The other day I watched the shite. They were playing against a team nicknamed the Pars. Still Ian Petrov got the ball and done a terrific somersault, but he was told, hey, you get off your ass. Get off your ass, get off your ass. You diving, cheating, shite, get off your ass. These are always a bloody same. When you play this football game, you're always diving down to the grass. On the ball when he got the call. The captain of Aberdeen thought he was on a submarine when he heard dive, dive, dive over the ball. The Rangers game was next and they were still up to their tricks. The Gers fans at the time were singing the sash. When Hartson hit the floor, there was one almighty roar. Hartson, you cheating shit, get off your ass. Get off your ass, get off your ass. You diving, cheating shit, get off your ass. These are always a bloody same. When you play this football game, you're always diving down onto the grass. Get off your ass, get off your ass. You diving, cheating, shite, get off your ass. These are always a bloody same. When you play this football game, you're always diving down onto the grass. Yes, these are always diving down onto the grass.
One of Bridges' favourites.
Get off your ass, get off your ass. Come on, Lyle. You diving, cheating, shit, get off your ass.
If there's one tune the Thornley boys should update, it's that, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That'd be quite good if you updated the Fox.
Superb.
You like that, Ben? You like that one?
Oh, I bloody love it. My favourite thing about it is I just love the community for it. Everyone in the chat does a drunk dance thing. I just find it hilarious.
I don't know where that came from at all.
Have
Have you been out with Fox?
Have I been out with Fox?
Yes.
What, on a night out?
Yes.
No.
He's the original drunk dancer.
Rangers Loyal 1 refers to you all as the radio men. Like, just the radio men.
Right, okay. There you go, Ibrox. Somebody's called you a man.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I think the radio rental men.
Aye, got a point there. How's your YouTube page going, Ben? Oh, we lost him.
That's a bad question. He didn't want to answer yet.
He's gone.
He did say he's only got a few minutes, didn't he?
Aye. All right. Always good to hear from you, man. Always good to hear from you.
Nice to see Chipper in the lobby again. It's been a wee while since I noticed Chipper being in the lobby. It's all the way from Canada. Very nice guy.
He's here, mate. He's here.
Oh, here's Ben back, I think.
Oh, is he back? Back with us, Ben.
What did I say wrong?
I don't know. I asked you how your YouTube page was going. You know, how's things going?
I got it off.
And then you just disappeared. We thought you didn't want to answer that question.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The past two videos have got about 34,000 views in total, but I'm kind of, I don't know. It's weird. I only really have time when something bad has happened with Rangers that I've noticed. And a few things bad have happened lately, and I've decided not to talk about it because it looks like a negative channel now. But whenever we win, I'm genuinely busy.
Fox has got a theory on that, Fox, hasn't he?
What's that?
Good and bad news.
Aye, good and bad news. Aye, good news doesn't get appreciated as much as bad news and odd in the internet for me, mate. You know.
Aye, now that's true as well. To be fair.
Yeah. Fair play to you, mate, for taking the time to do that. You know, obviously we appreciate you're a busy young man. You know.
That's very much appreciated, guys. Thank you. Yeah, no, I was trying to look to, as I said, I'm always struggling now to get more players on, but I mean, I've had more than my fair share, really, haven't I?
Yeah, you've done all right, mate. You've done all right, yeah.
I've done no bad, pal.
He's doing impersonations now, Bridge.
He sounds quite good at it too. He must have learned it in England.
Who's been your when you've been talking to the players? Who did you feel that missed down to earth? I mean, you said McCrory was excellent there a couple of weeks ago. Is he the one?
McCrory was excellent. He's the only first team player that I've actually managed to interview, even albeit it was. I told him I'd ask him 2 questions, and I didn't want to take the piss, so I think I only ended up asking 1. But it was outside of Ibrox. He was on his phone, looks up, gives me a smile. I obviously smiled back, asked for a picture, and I asked him if I could ask him a question. He says, "Yeah, sure." I can't remember what I asked him. I asked him it. He gives me a genuine answer, gives me eye contact, and is not at all bothered by the fact that I literally end up shoving my camera right in his face so that I'm out of the view and the focus is on him. He then gives me a smile afterwards and just makes me feel really welcome. In comparison to Nico, I feel like I go, "Nico, do you think we're going to win today?" He goes, "Of course," and walks off. I think that the class difference there is just like incredible. But the ex-player that's made me feel most welcome was most definitely wasn't my favourite interview, but the guy who made me feel most welcome was Derek Johnson. Talked to me like he knew me for years, was smiling, engaging, laughing, and he just loves his life, I think. And I think that really showed in the video. But my favourite was George Alberts. Standing next to him and shaking his hand was just, I don't know, man. I felt butterflies in my stomach. I felt so happy in that moment. And then he started smoking.
He always smoked, mate. Do you realise, have you ever realised how much a legend Derek Johnson is at our club?
Yes, but I said something cheeky to him. I said, in Barcelona in 1972, the wrong Johnson scored that day. Why was that? He laughed at me, patted my shoulder and said I was playing centre-back.
He's right. He was.
He's right.
Ronnie McKinnon and Colin Jackson were injured, and a very young Derek Johnson played in that game.
Header on that man was something else.
Oh, arguably Bridgeman. And this is.
I remember he only played in 1971. He played in the introduced only 16-year-old.
Aye,
was it 71 in the League Cup final?
Aye, I mean he scored the goal with the winner.
Yep,
arguably Fox, the best header of the ball we've ever had at the club.
I'd agree with that 100%, mate. It wasn't just the getting up and getting his head in the ball, it was the power and direction he could get on, mate. I thought he was a terrific. Tommy McLean slinging the balls in and Big Derek rising, he built the ball in, was commonplace back then, you know. He was a great servant of the club. Just a pity he's joined Radio Clyde, mate. I hate that station, you know.
I don't know if you've ever saw it, but if you see the goal he scored, this is from memory, I think it was 1978 against Wales. A header for the edge of the box, mate.
Bullet, wasn't it? Absolute bullet.
I think it was Archie Gemmell that's put it into him. I think he ran onto it and bulleted it in. It was 2 yards or something, wasn't it?
It was about halfway line, wasn't
it?
When he did it for the halfway line, can't you had it still standing next to him, Bridge?
Yeah, he certainly wasn't. I don't think he was past the penalty spot, let's put it that way.
No, he was further out than that, mate.
I'm saying that it's probably somewhere between the 18-yard line and the penalty spot. He certainly smacked it in.
Let's ask Old School Blue if he could find that. He'd done put it in the lobby. Derek Johnson's against Wales, 1978. What a header. What a header. Ben, what a player he was. What a record of longevity. Scored goals some people thought he was a better player at centre-back. My personal opinion was I always thought he was very a threat and very an asset to the team up front. I never really seen him when in the mid-70s. It was just before my time I was there, but I didn't realise what was going on, that he could play centre-back. But for me, centre-forward, score goals, bring people into the play. And as a young man, had pace. No lightning pace, but he'd pace that you wouldn't think when you see him as he became mature, because his shape changed.
But was there no sort of, around about that time, was there not, shall we say, pressure on his position as centre-forward? And they had quite a few younger guys around about the same age as him coming through at centre-forward and willing to score goals. Was that Quentin Young? Was he no around about that time?
Quentin Young had been in Godwin. Winger, if I remember right.
I'm just saying that there was guys there coming through.
Derek Johnson said he wanted to play at centre-back when he said...
Absolutely, 100%. That's what I was going to say.
George, a bit before your time, but Derek Johnson, his record at our club, I think I've got it somewhere.
I think if he'd have stayed at centre-forward, he'd be our leading goal scorer even now, mate. I think he would have surpassed Ali McCoy and Chris Boyd, you know.
Games 532, 22 sub, 211 goals, no penalties. It's made successful
never
season.
missed a penalty then?
No, never. 25 goals in 33 games in 1977-78. His overall total was 38 goals in 47 games that season. Top goal scorer in the country and a treble winning side. And never get picked at the World Cup, never go on the pitch, which was always a bit of a mystery. But a guy obviously gets a lot of people's jokes because he's his joke book now. But what a player! George, before your time, but some player.
He was. Just but I like listening to you talking about that when you're saying about the best leader at the club. I mean, for me that was big Hateley. So you guys also seen him, so he must have been better than him. So he must have been really good.
I've got Hateley's number 2, George. If I was picking him.
Is that right? Well, there you go.
Me too.
Big Hateley's my number 1. So yeah, you and like wee Ben was saying there. By the way, I've met Derek a few times. An absolute gentleman. He'll stand and he'll talk to you for ages. What do you think about this? What do you think of this? The boy's an absolute gentleman, and a lot of people need to realise. A lot of ex-players should realise what the club have done for them, and Big Derek does realise what the club's done for them. The way he talked to him, and I mean, you've just read out his record there, second to none. To be honest, though, absolutely second to none. What a guy, top guy.
You know, I would love it if Derek Johnson could get, shall we say, a better position within the club that would look after him to a certain extent. Because I would rather he left Radio Clyde, because I think he's just a puppet in there for me, really and truly. A smashing guy, and some of his comments are quite good, but really they treat him like dirt, you know, in my opinion.
I broke Derek Johnson a wee bit before your time, but maybe we could use your wages to get Derek on here.
Well, mate, maybe so, but is it not just more impressive, mate? You obviously read out your stats there, the 211 goals, and not one of them was a penalty kick. Is that not just absolutely an outstanding record, but anybody stretch their imagination?
I'd like to know how many of the goals were headers, Fox.
He was also good in the deck as well, mate.
Aye.
He did lose his pace very rapidly. And as I say, he was good. He
was always first to the buffet.
I'll tell you another thing. When he moved onto the ball, mate, he very rarely, well, through memory, he was good at beating the offside trap as well, mate. His timing and arriving in the box. He knew exactly when Wally Johnson or wee McLean on the other side would throw balls into him. And he scored for fun back then, mate. You know, but I mean, his replacement at centre forward, Colin Steen, in that 72 time wasn't a bad one either. Because I think Steen might have moved him, mate, because he'd lost his pace at that time, you know. But Colin was a good header of the ball as well. As was Derek Allen. Aye.
But I would have Johnson just ahead of Hateley, George. I mean, just ahead of Hateley. Ben, some record there.
Yeah, that goal there. Superb header.
The goals in the
was Archie Gemmell. See it, but
the
outside
goals in the lobby, Ben, that he scored with a header.
Yeah, it was just between the 18-yard line and the penalty spot. What a goal! He made it superb, didn't he? Absolutely fantastic. James, I don't know any keeper who would have managed to save that. Maybe Big Wes. Nah, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Great goal. Great goal. And by the way, they took him out of Argentina and he don't think he got a game. Don't think he got a game. Maybe he climbed over the fence a few times.
Couldn't they do something like that now in the national team, mate? Maybe
I think everything about that goal was spot on, wasn't it? The sort of direct play, Archie Gemmill chipping the ball in, real experience there. Remember at that time, Archie Gemmill was at the top of his career. Scored what they still reckon it's one of the best goals ever seen.
Against the Netherlands.
So just a fantastic stuff, just great. Just great.
Anyway, Ben, Derek Johnston, I don't know if you realise, but at a certain period, he was Rangers' top player. He would have been...
Aye. Of course I realise. In short, Dad was out and out a Rangers fan by the point in time that he started to, not banging the goals, he started to perform to his best, really, because Dad was about 10, 11 at the time, and the kind of point in time where you start to really get taken over by football one way or the other. Obviously, there's two sides of Glasgow, isn't there? When I spoke to Derek, it was just a real sense that he was just a bit of a fan, to be honest. And some players that you speak to, you do get a sense, and it's not like they try and put it out there, but you get a sense that they're above you. Another player who's not like that at all is Amaru. So just by sending out tweets to him, he followed us and did a rare interview over the internet with us. And I just really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate the fact that players go out of their way to do that. To talk to a spotty teenager about the club that they used to play for, I think that is fantastic. I'm not a teenager anymore, but I was at the time. I just think that that's just the kind of class difference, again, that Rangers players have integrated into themselves now. Love it. I love the way the players are with the fans. Not the modern day players, to be fair, but the old players.
I think the thing about it is, we go back to Derek Johnston's, they had to work after they finished. Obviously, Derek had a wee go at management at Partick Thistle, never quite worked out. But they had to work because they weren't making... Their wages were nowhere near percentage-wise what the guys are earning now. Ibrox said, I've been flipping. These guys are set for life. Your name's no Ibrox, Bridge, yeah, we'll get me work it out for us on his calculator. But Ibrox, the guys are set for life. They boys weren't there. Big difference.
No, definitely, mate, and that's why I don't blame somebody for DJ getting in, obviously, to Radio Clyde. I know some of my fans have got different opinions on it, but as you say, players like DJ and that still had to work because the money was, let's be honest, it was pretty pathetic. But again, it was at the time, it was, and we know you just have to look down south at the sort of silly wages that they're on, like, 350 grand a year or that sort of rubbish, you know what I mean, for players who probably, if they played at the same time as DJ, that couldn't lace DJ's boots, you know what I'm saying? So, as a nice thing, as George and that says, when they're in hospitality now at the weekends, and Big DJ and that will come in and start and talk to them for a good long time, you know what I mean? I just think it's absolutely outstanding, and a bit like Ben says there, maybe some of the players nowadays wouldn't speak to you for that long.
Anyway, here's a question for Fox and Bridge. Did you have the perm?
Oh, I had a perm, mate, aye.
No, I never had a perm, no, I never had a perm. Long hair doing it, my shoulders right enough, but I never had the perm.
You had the perm, Fox, did you?
Oh, aye, mate, aye.
But you'd see the state as yeah.
Man, they even mad wee plastic combs to duke it up, you know, remember that?
You can just imagine that, couldn't you?
I was like Huggy Bear, the white Huggy Bear I was. By the way, did Ian Rush Bridge no score a goal very similar to that against Scotland at Hampden a few years later?
He did indeed, yes, he did indeed.
Didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, he was a better player as well.
He could score goals. He could score goals for fun, for the 7. You know, my goodness gracious. He was tremendous. And very, very quiet player. He wasn't exuberant in any way, shape or form, but my God, did he put... Oh. And then they used to bring on, I don't know if you'll remember this, if anyone remembers it, please say if they remember the Super Sub. Remember the red-headed boy, come on, Liverpool brought him on.
Fairclough.
Was it Brian Fairclough?
David
Fairclough. Oh my God. And he seemed to, no wonder he was called Super Sub. He came on, he tore the place up.
Was it no Roy?
Roy.
That was him at a Coronation Street, wasn't it?
Aye, Roy Fairclough.
Anyway, Ben, Derek Johnson, what a player. I'm glad you enjoyed meeting him, mate. A lot of people's first certain era, a lot of people's sort of hero. Depends what age you were, you know. But, 2 treble winning teams, part of the Barcelona Bears, was with us for a long, long time. Testimonial with the club. Played when we won the league in 75, scored the winner as a 16-year-old. It's some career, and he finished about 30 really, Fox.
A lot of players finished early, mate. At that time, they didn't have the fitness regimes that they have now, mate, you know.
Man.
The training was a wee couple of runs round the park and back to the pub for a couple of pints, mate. That's what it was back then.
Sounds alright to me. Who else is, you mentioned Amaruso, and who's been the other ones?
I've actually got the list written down somewhere. Give me 1 second. I think I can find it. From memory, it was Tom Miller, then Amaruso, and then it was George Alberts, then Alex McLeish, then Ray Wilkins, then Derek Johnson, then Andy Gorham. I think that's it. If I've missed anyone out, I feel Ross McCrory as well, Nico Crancher, and John Gregg. I only got a couple of questions out of John Gregg, though. There's nothing that I could really put out there other than my Facebook page a while back.
All right, you've done well to get a few words out of John.
I did, yeah, bloody did, too right.
You know, I mean, obviously voted the greatest ever Ranger, mate. What a man he was as well for our club.
Not
you
for
know,
nothing. Not for nothing, by the way.
You know,
wow.
Some
he was
characters.
A lot smaller than I expected, though. Same as Ross McCrory, both of them are small.
5'10".
Aye, John Gregg, I reckon, is more like 5'9", 5'8" at the moment. But
it will be now. It will be now. He's in his 70s, you know.
McCrory's put down on Wikipedia as 6'3". He's not. He's definitely 5'10", 11. No way is he over 6. No way.
Ross McCrory is taller than me, and I'm 6'1".
Aye, a few of the transfer markets out there as well. I've got him down as a 6'2". Because I think we asked that question about 3 or 4 months ago when I checked out about 3 or 4 different sites, and they all did say 6'2".
I tell you what I did notice when there's a photo of him and his brother. His brother's a good few inches taller than him, the goalkeeper, which is a great thing.
His brother's only 6'3", allegedly.
Right, okay. He looks a good 3 inches taller than him, which is good height for a goalkeeper if he's 6'4", 6'5".
Aye.
He's doing well for himself. Big shout out to him as well, out at Berwick Rangers. I know they might not be having the greatest of results, but when they are having good results, it's him that's carrying the team, because a lot of their defenders and midfielders aren't, let's be honest, I know it's only Berwick Rangers, but aren't the greatest of players, and he deserves a lot of credit, and hopefully he eventually gets a chance to come in and show what he can do to our club, mate, because I really like him. Well, I know he signed up for the 4-year deal, 4.5-year deal, the same as his brother, so hopefully we'll get his chance in that time.
Great point there, Ibrox. I'll take this to George. Can you see Alwick leaving and Kelly moving up one, and then the boy McCrory moving up one?
Definitely. I think I said that a few. I can't remember what game it was, but the one where Alnwick had an absolute nightmare for us. I can't remember what it was. He had a nightmare for us in one of the games anyway. And I said at the time I thought the boy Liam Kelly should be in our first team. I mean, where is he now? Is he back at Ibrox? Who did you say?
He's still at Ibrox, mate.
He's number 3.
He was there at Florida, mate. I think he got a one of the halves in one of the matches. So
was at Livingston to start the season, is that right?
No, that was last season, mate. He had 13 clean sheets that season.
That's right, Ibrox.
So is he back at Ibrox now?
Aye, start Ibrox, mate, aye.
Because I think I don't know why he's no in the squad then. He's in the squad.
He was in the squad against United.
You only put 2 goalies in. He's the number 3 at the moment. The number 3.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm happy.
Anybody that's seen the YouTube clip of him doing the training, I don't know who's seen that.
I've seen it. Yeah. Outstanding, class like glass, mate.
I've seen the one of you doing the drills, mate, and it just wasn't so successful.
Was that right in again? Last count 15, was it? And actually been generous to myself.
I think us getting that boy out on loan and that last season, I thought it was the start of this season, to be fair, but last season, 13 clean sheets for Livingston, doing it Berwick on loan as well. I think the wee boy, McCain, been doing it Berwick on loan as well. That's got to be great for the guys. Alnwick doesn't fill me with 100% confidence, obviously, really, doesn't he? I mean, I didn't think we've got the greatest goalkeeper in the world, and that didn't get me wrong, but I didn't think Alnwick fills me with great confidence, so I think we should get this wee boy Liam Kelly in, even at the start of pre-season. Come in at the start and see how he is. Let's see how the guy's got today. And it's moving subject as well, but another one's exact same for Ryan Hardy. What we've got to do about that lad as well? Is he moving on? Is he staying? What are we doing about him? We need to make decisions on all these guys, Ox.
Ryan Hardy can't fault his attitude. He's been capped at every level. He scores goals. I don't know. I think it'll be a partner of his in the summer, George. I think his contract's up, and I think he'll find a club near Borough, but I don't know what level. I think it might be just one below us, if you know what I mean.
Well, imagine if he's talking to him in Ox. I mean, he's out of contract now, so he can join Livingston now. So I would imagine if they want him, they would be talking to him. If they're making him feel welcome, and the lad is happy there, I would imagine that he's got to. I think that's honestly, I think that's probably the guy's level, Ox.
Well, on social media tonight, lads, it's talking about he could be going down to Queen's Park Rangers down south, mate. They're sniffing about because they sent a scout up for the last couple of games. He played, when was it? I've got that in here. I think he played on the 26th. He played in the one each draw with Andorra, then came back and played on the 27th for Livingston and scored for them. Unfortunately, they get beat 3-2 or 2-1.
He was on the bench. He didn't have time to warm up. He came right back.
He came right back, but he came on the park and scored because he scored for Livingston. The QPR scout was up, and apparently get absolute rave reviews, mate. Rave reviews. So.
It's all about opinions. What do you think? Ryan Hardy leave the club, Ben, or do you see a future for him?
Yeah, I can see a future for him, to be honest. It's not like he's a teenager anymore, is it? I think what is he now, 2021?
I thought you might be older than that. He seems to have been about forever. He scored 2 goals at Dumbarton. It seems like a lifetime ago. I'll check it out, Ben. I'll check it out.
Ryan Hardy's 21, mate.
He's doing well at Livingston. I mean, if there's ever... I do. I think that there could be a future for him. It's obviously with the calibre or the price tag at the moment, allegedly, of the striker we got in Morelos. I mean, evidently that may drop down should his performances worsen. I mean, that's the kind of calibre that we got at this point in time. Is a striker that works hard, that wings balls, is aerial threat, and he also can score goals. Unfortunately, he goes through bad periods of form, but I think Ryan Hardy could be the man to keep Morelos and should be Son Cummings on their toes due to his pace, tenacity, and also he knows where the goal is. And I seriously don't mind that in a player. He's not like he's not out of skill, is he? He's just fast, direct, and can score goals. It's been a bit of a pleasure watching him. I've only watched him twice on a couple of replays or highlights, should I say, for Livingston, and I'm actually quite impressed. The players seem to get along with him as well. They seem to like him.
It's hard to believe, George. It's hard to believe. 4 years ago, nearly he made his debut for our club. He's only started 2 games and scored 2 goals. 16 is sub.
He's very slim, but isn't he? Still quite slim, and he looks as if it's something to break him, you know. But yeah.
On you go, George.
I was just saying, I think Ken, the boy's done alright at a certain level. He's been out on loan a couple of times. Who was it last season? Was it St Mirren? Was it last season, Ox?
St Mirren at the beginning of the season, Rafe Rovers the second half of the season.
He always does alright at these sort of teams, Ibrox, and he's done really well at Livingston. He always seems to get crucial goals for Livingston. I think he must have scored a few goals for them this season as well. But I mean, bring him back to Rangers by all means. But I would like to think that we're going in a certain direction now, and the wee boy he's just no got it for what we want. And good luck to the wee boy wherever he goes. But I would just like to think that we're slightly better than that now. I mean, we got rid of Joe Gardner and Waghorn and guys like this. We're now bringing in wee Morales and wee Jason Cummins and guys like that. I think we've got to be a step ahead of that now. I think it's time to wash our hands with guys like this. And fair play to the wee boy, like you say, he's only had 2 starts, but he's what age is he? 21, 22 year old.
21 at the moment, mate. Aye.
Same age as Morales, and Morales is scoring goals for his mates week. So I think
Why can't people pronounce his name right?
What's that?
No one can pronounce the name Morelos properly. It's always Corrales. I don't get it.
I was the same, mate. I was doing it for months. That's how I just went Mel Buffalo.
You still do it.
Can I just ask a question?
It's always funny when people start their surnames with M. They're always a bit strange, you know.
But then again, I still can't say Scottish towns. So, I mean, I can't talk. Anyway, gents, on that bombshell, I'm going to head off.
Right, Med. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. Always a pleasure, mate.
Thanks very much for having me.
Yeah, anytime, mate. You know that, mate. Anytime. Cheers, mate.
See you later, mate.
See you later.
Cheers, mate.
See, just as we were talking about Liam Kelly there, do you think maybe
You're shouting again. You shout at me again.
Sorry, mate. The Liam Kelly situation is sort of similar to Aaron McGregor. The way that season he went on loan to Dunfermline, and I think he got between 10 and 13 clean sheets that season as well. Then came back in and not only established himself as our number 1 at Rangers, but the number 1 for the national team as well. And it's just the exact same scenario with young Kelly. And I'm like George, I would love to see him coming in and get a good pre-season under his belt. And even if he is number 2, obviously West, because I'm a bit like George as well. I'm not that keen on Al McIntyre, and I think it's maybe time to move him on and let Liam Kelly step up to the plate.
I can see that happening. They all move up one, and then we'll see where it takes us. You know, and then competition for places. If I remember right, when the McGregor one, he was up against Letizia, and he'd had a couple of rickets, and McGregor had come in and played well, and the fans couldn't believe it when he got dropped for Letizia, who sold the jerseys. And I think for that day onwards, the crowd at Ibrox turned against Le Glen, and it was the beginning and the end quite quickly. History has repeated itself a wee bit this season, but McGregor was a far superior goalie to Letizia, Georgia.
That was what happened, Docs. I've always said that was a turning point for a lot of guys. Ken, the Barry Ferguson situation that happened with Le Glen, and there's a couple of other Fernando Rickson situation that happened as well when I think we were in Russia or wherever it was. There was a couple of things happened as well, but I think that was the actual turning point because Big McGregor was having a great time for us, and then Letizia go straight back in. And he was a bomb scare. He was a bomb scare. I mean, where did we get him? Did he come for Lyon or Paris Saint-Germain? Sorry.
Paris Saint-Germain, I think, mate. Aye.
Did Letizia not play against us the night we beat the Paris Saint-Germain?
We beat them on penalties, aye.
I think he did. So, I mean, he came in and he just got straight back in there. And I think that was the beginning of the end for... again, everybody talks about the night... New Year's Eve or whenever it was when they had the bust up with Barry Ferguson. But I think that was the beginning of the end when... Because where did McGregor come back from Dunfermline? Been at Dunfermline, he's been in the south and came back. It just goes to show you, I mean. So I think it's about time we started promoting within Liam Kelly. If we could change his name and then we'll get him in the first team.
Nice one, George.
I'm only kidding.
No, you're not.
I thought I was going to send Bridger then when I sent says Dunfermline again. It's like it, isn't it? Not Dunfermline, do you, Bridge?
No. You're a shocking man, you.
Sorry, mate.
You're okay. We're delighted to have you back when you were ever that boy. Papa wrist, it's not the same, pal.
Please change that nickname. Please change that nickname.
You don't want us to put out when we call you when you're not here, do you?
You keep that a secret here all the time.
I think Fox calls you his wee pet lamb.
I've been called worse, mate. I've been called 10 times worse than that.
Fox has got a soft spot for you, boy, I'll tell you.
What can I say, mate? The guy knows talent when he sees it. No.
Oh my God.
That's a wind-up,
I think so.
90% of the talent he sees is on Plenty of Fish.
Whoa.
Deck's looking for a partner. Ibrox.
Deck's looking for a partner, that's right enough.
Deck, aye. Can keep looking in a name like that.
Anyway, it's great that young Ben's got a hold of all these players to interview, innit? And seen when they've done the wee bits, pieces for them on YouTube, you know.
Cracking,
aye. It's something I think it's a British thing. I mean, the Yanks, the American football, they've got a lot of their stadiums when they have the games finished, they have fan zones and people have to go and it's all roped up, but everybody that's there gets an autograph and it's all done and you want your photos took. It's all part of the match day experience. Is that something we could seriously look at? You get a dry part of the stadium, see the river, and people want to get their photos taken. Geez, they're getting paid enough money to put themselves out for an hour, aren't they?
I think what you're saying, I mean, I think it was you or maybe even Fox that said a couple of weeks ago there, bring out these new strips and get 4 or 5 of the guys to be doing in the megastore signing these strips, taking 5 minutes to shake a wee guy's hand, asking how's your day been, what do you think of the game, just to slightly, what's your name, pal? I've got a long way, Ox, for these guys. You got all these, I mean, we're in that in the members when you see guys walking past you and you're like, I can't believe that's that one. You were talking about John Gregg a wee while ago there, and I said, I'll tell you the story about I asked John Gregg for a picture, and he looked about him and he said, I go fucking hurry up, he said, 'cause I'm not starting a queue. See that? Just things like that, and that'll live with me forever, Ox, things like that. And if it's a wee laddie, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is, want to go and get a picture signed, it takes these guys an hour, Ox, out their day. It's a Saturday night or it's a Wednesday night or whatever it is. It's a Saturday night and these guys are wanting to get home to their families. But Rangers are, I can't, it's a horrible thing to say, Rangers are paying their wages, but for a wee hour I'll go a long way and starting out kicking our generation on again, going down the stairs and signing 50 autographs every Saturday or something like that. I'll go a long way for our club.
Fox?
I agree completely. I bumped into Clint Hull at Ibrox after everybody was away. He was a pure gentleman. So was a young American boy that we had a couple of seasons ago. I can't remember his name now.
Heinemann,
he was really good, mate, and spoke away to us for a couple of minutes. It makes your day when they take the time out to talk to you, you know.
You don't mind signing autographs, Bridge, do you? You do it when you're asked.
I kind of get the idea that John Gregg would tell him, hurry up, I'm not prepared.
Move on.
Absolutely. I bumped into him and John Lewis, and it was a couple of years ago, and he was walking along, and I says, "How you doing, John?" He says, "Oh, please," I shook my hand and so on and so forth. And then he just walked away, you know. Just walked away.
And you never washed your hand for a week, yeah?
You know, I remember seeing him when he was a young man. And my God, was he hard. Wow. Hard boy.
Better player than people gave him credit for, Bridge?
Had a lot of skills, but putting all those skills together, he wasn't the most coordinated person at all times. But my goodness gracious, he had a heart as big as you know what. And he could run forever. And sometimes he ran 30, 40, 50 yards with the ball at his feet just to take the pressure off the defence and do all the things that a good half-decent player that knows the game would do. Look, there's many times he's actually ran from his own half and scored a goal. You know, he said there was a point in it where club he was like maybe about 3 or 4 seasons he was actually carrying them, you know. It felt like that anyway, you know, because we were that bad. But yeah, I thought he had a lot of good skills. He wasn't the greatest at any of them, but my goodness gracious, the ones that he could do well.
And then you throw in that heart.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, you've got a heart like that. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. What do you do with somebody like that? And you know, one of the saddest things for people who like John Gregg is when he took over as manager there's an awful lot of people thought the same about John Greig as you did about Pedro after his first game. They thought, my goodness, he's not going to make it. But they have to support him.
Oh,
John Greig
in his first season, mate, we were bouncing the ball and the big DJ hadn't get fit. We won the treble and we come really close to the European Cup, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. But I remember he inherited not a bad team,
we get that. We just won the treble, but
yeah,
we
I'm
won
not saying he was
a
I don't think he was necessarily a bad manager. I think he was quite unlucky.
He had an aging teammate, and that was the problem.
Things were coming to an end.
We were building the stadium as well, Fox.
Aye, similar to our manager, the new mate, stood up when he needed to. He didn't want to be manager, was talked into it and took care of the team. And it didn't turn out a successful time for John Greig when you look back on it, mate. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. But he was, as a player, you couldn't fault him as a player, mate.
I'm delighted he's up the stair. I always think that if we can, Rangers should look after our great servants, and he was one of the great servants, and that's for sure. I don't know what kind of job he does. Maybe George got a better idea. Is he a director of the club at the moment, George? Do you know?
I just think he's one of the global ambassador, isn't he?
Is that what he is? Right? I know he's got a position there.
That's an
ambassador.
That's it. That's fine.
I think he's just an ambassador, is he no, Ox?
I think so.
And just meets and greets folk at the top of the stairs. Just to see him back at the club when you go up the marble staircase and you see him standing there. Everybody kens he's away for the club for a while, but just to see him back and things like that, I think that goes a long, long way. Like Bridgman's saying, to have all these guys back, Big Derek Johnson, Mark Haitley, Big Bomber, but all guys that everybody can actually say, there's this one. And then get me wrong, there's guys walking about that I probably didn't even recognise, but when you see folk like John Greig, and that goes a long, long way, Ox.
I think Derek Johnson, I'd absolutely love it if he could get back into Ibrox in any way, shape or form. That would be able to. He must get some cash off of Radio Clyde, obviously. So I would think that if he could get some money somewhere else, maybe at Rangers, I would love to see him leaving that place. Just they're a horrible, horrible lot.
Obviously, unfortunately, he's got bills to pay, and nobody else to land Derek. He's got to work.
I think Big Derek quite enjoys that, Ox.
But the banter, the so-called banter.
I think he quite enjoys it, and I think Big Derek doesn't actually realise how much the Rangers fans didn't like it. Anytime we talk to him, we say, "Look, Derek, what's the crack with Hugh Keevan saying this or this one saying that?" We just sort of laughs off as if this, as like you say, it is just banter. There's no really meaning anything bad, and he always tells me 100%. He's like, keep phoning in, get folk to phone in. He said, because he said, we didn't get a lot of Rangers calls. Like Bridgman says, guys have just turned their back on him and they didn't bother phoning. So it's just constantly about Celtic, about this one, about that one, folk bashing Rangers, and they're delighted. Don't get me wrong, they'll be delighted when somebody phones up and, I want to slag the Rangers board, I want to slag that. And what he keeps on saying is, just keep phoning in and give us your opinion. He said, because they can't turn you away all the time. So I think Big Derek quite enjoys it.
It's hard to get Rangers supporters to lift the phone, Fox, eh?
Aye, but on Radio Clyde, they pick their callers, mate,
Aye.
If you've got something bad to say about the Rangers, you're on straight away, but if it's something good, I don't think you get on,
It was, I was a bit...
I've got 7 different names.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I was used to constantly phone in, day out, but see if we know what all kicked off and happened to our club, which should never have happened. That's when I stopped phoning in there, because they showed their true colours, and they turned their back as quick as possible. So I banned myself from going on it now, and I'm just glad, because I've still not gone on it this day since, so, and it's going to continue to be that way until maybe the day that if we ever see it, that we actually get people on that are going to speak for both sides and be genuine when they speak about both sides, because right now we're only hearing for the one half of the city, they did back then, so.
couldn't tell the last time I listened to the Radio Clyde period bridge, but would like to guess, but well, we move on. Wish Derek Johnson all the best for fantastic servant for our club, great career, part of some great memories, some fabulous goals, and what a player. Last word about him to Fox.
I think you just summed it up there, mate. I couldn't add anything to that. He was just a terrific player at the club for the biggest percentage of his career. Never let us down, mate. He was equally as good as a defender as he was an attacker. And good luck to the big man.
Aye. Here. So we've got a few minutes to go, Bridge. Are you starting to get excited? You've not been at Ibrox for 2 weeks.
Well,
and we'll get a game coming up, obviously away from home. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Rangers on the TV. If that, and I always do. I always look forward to it. I love going to Ibrox. I like the atmosphere. It's absolutely superb. Obviously, it's devastating when it gets more and more difficult to take when we get beaten. Particularly when we don't win, but especially if we get beat, it's really, really difficult for us. So there's loads of Rangers fans like myself. But yeah, I live for the Rangers, you know that. I just live for them. I don't want to be anything special. I want the team to be special. And if we can't be special, be at least decent and do a bit of digging in and getting on with it. But see, when you get beat with that mob across the city, it can be quite hurtful. Sorry about that. I'm moaning there again, isn't I?
No, you're all right, mate. So we're moving on, George. Motherwell away. We'll hear from the manager tomorrow, and we might get some snippets of who's maybe going to be on the bench. And we've all got our opinions just now. I think Donnins just might make the bench. He might be the only one, but I've been wrong before.
That'll be a wee lift on its own, Ox. Even if he's just on the bench, Ken, it'll be a wee lift. Like we say, the guys Ken had a bit of bad luck with his injury. We were talking earlier about how we got to get back up for this game, and they weren't up for the Kilmarnock game at all. But they weren't up for the Kilmarnock game at all, but they're going to have to get up for this one. So just even wee things like that, I'll get these boys back up for the game. I'll see me Dordan's back on the bench, and Kent and McCrory's just a few weeks away. So I think it's I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the game. It'll be a really hard game, but I look forward to every Rangers game, I suppose, don't you?
Goes with the territory, Ibrox, eh?
Definitely, mate. I know, let's be honest, we have struggled at Ibrox this season, isn't it, getting away from that? We know that the results have been, but it's been different when we've been away from home because we seem to play better. Teams seem to come out and maybe try and get a goal rather than just sitting back with 8-9 players behind the ball. And our players seem to, I don't know if the right word's raise their game for away games because that wouldn't be right, but they seem to play out their skin anyway when they're away from home, and that's where we seem to get the good results. So I know as Fox says earlier on the show that Motherwell they have got some really tough tacklers in their defence. But I think maybe somebody like wee Alfredo up front, his time is turned now. I can see him getting maybe a couple of goals on Saturday for the sheer fact that he's missed so many chances in the last 2 or 3 games, but he doesn't go 4 games without getting a couple of goals, mate. And see, when he does get a goal, he tends to get the 2. So really hope Saturday's his time to get the couple of goals. So
I hope so. I think he will start. We'll have a lot of conjecture about formation before the game, but I think Morelos will start, Fox.
I think he might risk the 2 up front here, mate, because I don't know, maybe he'll jiggle the team about to play both for strikers, I don't know, but one thing for sure is Morelos is going to be on the park for us to rumble up that defence. He's the only one with the strength that can unsettle their defence. And maybe if he does play Jason Cummins, they could pick up the scraps and stick them away, you know. The one thing I'm not looking forward to Saturday watching on the telly is watching all the Rangers support crammed into one side of the stadium where the rest of it is half empty and loads of bears looking for tickets, mate. Something should be done about that. They should. I don't know how they're going to solve it with teams like Motherwell, where when the cameras are facing onto the wee shorter stand across for the main stand, there's a handful of people in it, and they could shove them right up to the other end and at least give us half of that stand for the bears that want to go.
Cutting their nose off to spite their face.
Yep. I mean, the only people you really see in it is their wee away support. It's all young Waynes, mate, you know. You could easily split that other wee stand and give another maybe a couple of thousand tickets to Rangers supporters that would definitely go, you know.
Aye, fair shout, mate, fair shout. Just the pantomime it is Scottish football, Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. And what Fox is saying is absolutely true. They're treated absolutely shockingly, by the way. Shockingly. And it's unforgivable what they do. And the Rangers fans are, shall we say, carry a lot of blue pounds. And they must have an agreement with the league, for instance, that there's an agreed allocation of Rangers fans. And let's say it's 5,000. I don't know whether that's a police regulation or because of the size of their stadium or whatever. But if there's 8,000 or 9,000 Rangers fans want tickets, I'm quite sure some of the grounds they go to, they would fit them in dead easy, just as Fox said. Okay, let's put that out there. Everybody, all you guys onto the one stand and give it to the Rangers fans. But the big problem, of course, is it becomes, from a fan perspective, from a Rangers and Rangers fans, becomes like a home game, which the clubs don't like. It gets more and more hatred for us, you know.
I think that one of the most embarrassing ones when we go to Perth, Fox, and there's nobody there. Nobody in that other stand opposite the W. You know?
It's just silly, mate. It's like God, only selling half the seats in the cinema when you go. Surely, God, any business would like their stadium to be full.
Just when you mentioned cinema, what about that? I know how you've the HD, the 3D and all that. What about the pavilion doing the Spell-O-Vision for an up-and-coming play?
Oh, that's cancelled now, mate. I thought that would have made them perfectly at home, stinking of smoke and stew, mate, you know.
Yeah, stir that pot, stir that pot. Love it.
They did put out a letter to their season ticket holders.
I think they should just go ahead of it and then fumigate the pavilion after they're gone, you know.
Well, they're going to have to clean it up, so they might as well wait till they've done it.
Aye.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You know,
you're shockers. You're I'll tell you.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't us that put letters out to their season ticket holders, was it?
That's absolutely true, pal. That's absolutely true.
Yes. Yeah, but the hygiene problem, it wasn't us. Was it, George?
Who was that? Sorry, Oxford.
It wasn't us that put letter out about their hygiene problem.
No, that wasn't us. No, it definitely wouldn't be us. No. I mean, I sit as you can in the sandy Jarden and there's no that problem there. And sometimes there's a bad wind comes for like the Broomlin end. 90% of the time there's no bad smell, but every maybe 2, sometimes 3 games a season there's a bad whiff comes for there like here, but we can get that problem. So did you get me that comes for you?
I do. Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening, and the first shout out goes to the man we've missed, George Logan.
Way though. Aye, no, listen, by the way, it's a great show. Well done to you guys for keeping it going these last 2 weeks. Quiet as anything, no lot happening. You're getting through 2 hours. Some of the folk in the lobby needs to pick up the phone, even if they want to come on and change the subject talks. It's no big problem, it's no easy, it's easy to talk. So great, well done to you guys.
Thanks very much, mate. And you're right, mate. It's their show, mate. They can take it whatever direction they want. My mate Ibrox, well, give us a shout out.
Just obviously great to be back. Another great show. We like to get we'll be laughing at in there as well, McKinn, but for Rangers as well. Big game on Saturday. Cannot wait. And a nice wee win to take us away from the last couple of weeks that we've had, because let's be honest, not a lot of people are interested in international football, so it's absolutely fantastic to have the absolutely mighty Glasgow Rangers back playing again, so can't wait.
You hear, Fox?
Big shout out to my technical department mate, Old School Blue there, quick up with all the wee clips of the Derek Johnson stuff. Well
Brilliant,
done, Old School.
absolutely brilliant, mate. Some fabulous goals in there, fabulous. Yep, cheers, Old School. Bridgeman.
Yeah, I like to echo everybody's shout-outs. Absolutely super duper. Another great night, marvellous. I've really enjoyed myself. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio and our wee radio station, please keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going. We need it.
Yep, can I thank you for, but I can also thank young Ben who came on and joined us. Always great to hear from young Ben. This has been Rangers Radio. Thanks to everybody in the lobby for taking part and the thousands that's listening out there. Thanks very much. We really appreciate it. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Oh, every other Saturday's my half day off, and it's off to the match I go. Happily we wandered down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. We love to see the lasses with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you that the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Me, oh, me, oh my. Oh, we love to see them cry. We love to see the lasses with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you that the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. We've won the Scottish League almost every time the League Cups assemble too. We get some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We are the Cup winners too. And when the Rangers win the European Cup, as they've done with the one before, we'll gather round the Ibrox 50,000 strong to give the boys an Ibrox roar. Me, oh, me, oh, me, oh my. Oh, how we love to see them cry. We love to see the lasses with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you that the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Me, oh, me, oh, me, oh my. Oh, how we love to see them cry. We love to see the lasses with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. I don't have to tell you that the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score.